just so I will give a presentation of these 36 tattvas and how they are connected with the vowels and consonants together. And the presentation, what I have prepared here, is the inspiration of my Gurudev, and it is from the book, the Kashmir Shaivism, the Secret Supreme, by Ishwar Swarup Swami Lakshmanju. So all the contents of this book is just the pictorial representation of what is already there in that book. I am not putting anything new. This is only, I'm just to see that students understand it very clearly. So I have just made a pictorial presentation of this present. So just the first slide, when in Kashmir Shaivism, we talk about everything is Lord Shiva. So this is all the creation is whole creation. It is nothing but Lord Shiva himself. If we know the Shiv Sutra, the first sutra is Chaitanya Mahatma. So everything is the consciousness, which is nothing but the Lord Shiva himself. So 5 acts, Lord Shiva performs these 5 acts. And also another point, we in Kashmir Shaivism say, everybody, I am Lord Shiva. It is I. When I say Aham, it is I am Lord Shiva himself. But today, because of many limitations which we will talk, and because of the Maya, I have just forgotten my identity. Otherwise, I am myself Lord Shiva. So if you see here, these are the 5 acts of Lord Shiva. Srishti, which is nothing but creation. Sthiti, which is nothing but preservation. Samhara, which is nothing but destruction. Vedana, which is illusion. Illusion is nothing but he hides his own, it's a veil. He hides his own identity, and it is his own supreme will. We call in Kashmir Shaivism as the Sautantra Shakti. He, with his own will, veils himself, hides himself, and brings as a human being. And then Anugraha. Anugraha is the grace, supreme grace. If you look at here, all these, even we do a creation, even I do some creation in my own limited being as a human, as a Purusha. I also do sthiti, I also preserve, I also physically have some things, preservation, right? So this is sthiti. Samhara also, like example, I'm talking to you, and then after 1 hour, I will perform some other duty. And then that means what I will do, I will destroy the act which I'm doing now, and I will take another, I'll create another act. So every time this creation, preservation, destruction is happening within us also. Only thing is that what is important emphasis in Kashmir Shaivism is about awareness. So we are not aware of our being. We see that we see these acts only from an individual level, not from the universal soul. We see from a small I, not from the capital I. So then the Pidana, illusion, and the Anugraha. We say Anugraha, we cannot do Anugraha. Anugraha is the power which Lord Shiva, it is like a veto. Only he holds that veto. We as an individual, we as an Purusha beings, we do not have this power of Anugraha, where he graces the humans, the individuals, and the individual has the self-realization. So it is also Anugraha. In Kashmir Shaivism, what is also important, it said that for Anugraha, there is no qualification needed. There is nothing to be actually done. The Anugraha is also the Swatantra Shakti, the free will of Lord Shiva. He will decide to whom he provides the grace. So coming to the next slide. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So these alphabets, I have added the Roman, the Devanagari, and the Sharda Lipi also. We will start from the top, Lord Shiva, and to the last, which is the her, right? So we will start from the journey. from Lord Shiva, and then how he comes down in the Tattva to the Prithvi Tattva. The first Tattva, which is the which is the supreme consciousness, we say it Aham. These all first vowels, Snehaji had already told this in the class. These are nothing but, these are called Shiva Tattvas or Shuddha Tattvas. So, is nothing but Aham, where it is absolute bliss, absolute consciousness of Lord Shiva. As I said, the first sutra of Shiva Sutra is Chaitanya Mahatma. So, everything is consciousness. Nothing is other than consciousness. Like example, if I say a bird with a horns, Swamiji gives also an example. I know it does not exist in reality, but now it has existed in my consciousness of my thought. So everything, whatever exists, is nothing but consciousness. If even a person who is an atheist who does not believe in God, he will say, I do not believe in God. Even his assertion of that I, when he says, I do not believe in God, that itself is the consciousness, which is nothing but supreme, absolute consciousness, which is nothing but This we know, like when we go to later on the the consonants, like k, k, g, gh, na. We have seen this is present everywhere. You cannot recite any consonant without this letter That means this consciousness is present everywhere. So in we also basically like example, this is a laptop, and who is the perceiver of this laptop? This is, I am looking at that laptop, and there is a cognition. There are subjective consciousness, then the object, and also the cognition part of it, right? So everything exists because it is in the consciousness. Then the other alphabet, which is A, is the supreme bliss or the Anand Shakti of Lord Shiva. Now you see, when example, we are very happy, very blissful, it's natural, the natural sound which comes with us, which is right? So what is that? So as I said, Purusha is already Lord Shiva, but it's only because of those, which the Kanchukas, which we will talk, which I will also speak about with the alphabets. So because of that, I do not remember that. But as I said, we also, we only have limitations. But this Anand Shakti, which is nothing but letter A. So this is represented by A. Then in the, and this and A, this is nothing but the Shiva and the Shakti. Shakti is nothing but the Anand Shakti, the blissful state of Lord Shiva. Then there is an Ichha Shakti. Ichha is this absolute will. Now Lord Shiva, he was everything himself. There is no need of creating anything. If he is everything, then he is already in his bliss. Why does he have to do anything? So that is where we also say in Kashmir Shaivism, we do not say that this world is mithya and this is illusion. We say this itself is reality. It is Lord Shiva's own supreme will, which he wants to enjoy himself. He wants to look at how I am. Like example, you just put a mirror and you want to see how beautiful I'm looking at it. It is something like that. It is just some will. And this is in the ocean of that will, where something he wants to do. Right now, at this particular place, it is just the will. It is just that Ichha, which is represented by E and E. Now, these two, one is the will little bit not agitated, just a starting of that, and then this is an agitated. Now it's a spring. Now I need that. It is like a child cries, now I need a chocolate, otherwise I will not eat food. It's the supreme will of that, supreme demand of that. Like he feels, no, I need something. That's a will, right? So at the same time, then there is an absolute knowledge, which is represented by which is called Jnana Shakti. So Lord Shiva has three main Shaktis. As I said, Chit Shakti, Anand Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. Jnana Shakti is, he is ocean of knowledge. I am an engineer. I know Sharda Lipi. I know little bit of my knowledge. But where is this knowledge coming from? It is coming from an ocean of where it resides, which is nothing but the Lord Shiva himself. And these all five energies are always together with Lord Shiva. He is never devoid of anything. All these together, he is the ocean of all these. And this is also represented at Unmesha and Unnata. Basically, we call them Unmesha U and Unnata is U. And then at that point, when he basically has this knowledge now knowledge means what he has to do, what he wants to do. Like example, even if I have a lamp in front of me and I say this is lamp, but there is some knowledge, even without seeing that bulb, even before seeing that knowledge, before seeing that bulb, there is a knowledge in my individual being also. There is something called, otherwise I would never recognize that object, right? That means there is some knowledge there. Similarly, even before seeing that knowledge, there has to be a will of doing that. Nothing, as I said, it is all about subjective consciousness. It is all about the subject, who is looking at it. What is the subject? And object exists only when there is a subject. And the subjects exist only when there is an object. So these are both things. And at that point of that supreme knowledge, now Lord Shiva wants to do some creation. But suddenly he sees that, oh, if I do something, he gets little bit apprehension. Like, oh, I don't know what will happen. I want to create something. Now he has an absolute knowledge also what he wants to do. It's in front of him, but he's basically, he withdraws that and he comes back in his Anand Shakti. No, let me not do it. I'll stay in my absolute bliss. Why do I need to do that? I'm already blissful. I will continue to sit in my own state, which are represented by these. These are called Anashrita Shiva. So this is Anashrita Shiva. These are represented by this R, L, R, R, L, and R. In fact, these two, Snehaji would have already told you, are very least now used in the current Sanskrit grammar. But definitely, if you look at Vedic grammar and whatever, these are definitely used, but these are very less used now. But these four are represented, these are also called the Amrita Bija. At this state, Lord Shiva comes back and then stays in the Anand state because he has an apprehension because of his knowledge. See, then when the knowledge comes, then there's an apprehension also. And then he has an apprehension, oh my God, if I create something, I don't know what will happen. And at that point, then now he comes into the action. Now there is a supreme action. That means absolute action of Lord Shiva. So, which is basically called as Kriya Shakti. Now, Kriya Shakti, if you see why I have put this chart here, Kriya Shakti is all, I do not know because of the limitations of the time and limitation of my own knowledge also, to be very honest, I may not be able to explain completely. But if you look at from the previous, where it was the Ichha Shakti and the Jnana Shakti, these two, Ichha Shakti and the Jnana Shakti, where it is absolute will and absolute knowledge, these with the consciousness will act together in a combination, and then the Kriya Shakti will be formed. So if you see here, and E, which is consciousness, supreme consciousness, the Chit Shakti of Lord Shiva, and the Ichha Shakti becomes A. Or even A plus E, if you see that Tivra, basically the agitated Ichha Shakti is also I. It is actually I. So similarly, A plus A is I, A plus A is I. So these are four states of the Kriya Shakti, basically alphabets A, I, O, Au, which is nothing but basically the Kriya Shakti. Kriya Shakti is the supreme action. Now these action, A can be considered slightly agitated. He has started basically act. Act means what act? What act he has to do? The act is only, as I said, he has to manifest himself. He has to manifest himself in as this whole world, and then he withdraws also. He goes back into his own state. So we call it Unmesha and Nimesha in Kashmir Shaivism, where the Lord Shiva opens the eye, his third eye, then that means he has gone into his own state, the eyeness. He is in the complete Anand state. But when he closed the eye, he is the creation is there. We have the creation in front of it is the creation. His own reflection. It is not here, but everything is the own reflection of the supreme consciousness, which is nothing but this whole world, whole creation. So this is the the Kriya Shakti. Then we know and Aha. Is nothing but Anusara. So Shiva not moving from his own self, like in an Ananda Shakti, right? He is in his own self. He is in that Ananda Shakti. He is its own self. It is not yet created. The world is not created. But if you look at Aha, Aha is the last. After that, we start the consonants. At this point, now this is actually we call it the Shiva and the Shakti, these two dots. This is nothing but Shiva and the Shakti. At this point, the creation with the help of Shakti is reflected. This is the reflection of the universe. So, as I said, the universe is nothing but the reflection of his own consciousness. So, these were all the vowels, which were also Shiva Tattvas. Now, you see here, we will go reverse. Because I told you we are starting from the Tattva 1 and Tattva 36. Now, I will not take K. K is the last alphabet. So it is Kakha Gagana Chacha Jajana Tathadada Tathadadana Tathadadana Papavavama Yaralava Shishasaha. But it is a reverse. So I'm starting from the Shiva and then slowly I'm coming to K. K is the last. So that is why you see, otherwise you will think why I'm not taking K, because I have to explain it direct based on the reflection of Lord Shiva. So the second Tattva is nothing but Shakti Tattva. So this is represented by Sh. It is, in fact, we say it a Kuta Bija. We say this Sh is very absolute feminine alphabet. Very absolute feminine alphabet. Sh. Her is also the Shakti, represented her, which is called Prana Bija. Prana Bija is because it is Shiva's own soul. Shiva's own favorite. Who is favorite? Who is the most favorite? Who is the soul of Lord Shiva? It is his own favorite, which is nothing but the Shakti, which is his own Ardagni, which is the her. Like now you would have understood. So if I see her here, now you would have understood when I say when we see the mantra Aham, it is her and Anusara, right? So it is nothing but the whole world is part in the terms of Kashmir Shaivism. If you go from Lord Shiva to the creation, from the first Tattva to 36th Tattva, we say Aham, which is Shiv Tattva, Shakti Tattva, and the union of it, and which is the whole universe, is Aham. That is the mantra Aham when I say Aham. And the reverse, when I go from the Prithvi Tattva or the Shakti Tattva to Shiva Tattva, it is Maha. So it is not only the Lord Shiva does not only go from the Prithvi Tattva to the Shiva Tattva. In Kashmir Shaivism, we do not say that after having enlightenment or after reaching that state of Lord Shiva, you just stay in the Ananda and nothing is to be done. We also believe it has to be he has to come down also. The sadhak, the absolute sadhak, the Lord Shiva, when he is in that state, when he achieves that perfection, he is able to come down with his complete awareness to the Prithvi Tattva and come up also. It is both Unimesha, as I said, Nimesha. So it is both Aham and Maha. So that is the alphabet Her, which is the Shakti. Then there are three: Sadashiva, Ishvara, and Shuddh Tattva. These are also, as I said, these are not created by Lord Shiva. They are his own nature, his own example. The Sadashiva, we say Sadashiva is nothing but when he is, it is, we call it as Aham Idam state of Lord Shiva, where Aham is predominant. As I said earlier, he has first the Ichha Shakti. At that Ichha Shakti, which is the supreme will, he wants to do something. And there, the I am is predominant. That means something. What is that something? He does, right now it is not known. It is only that, it is only at that Ichha Shakti. So that is why it is Aham Idam. Aham is still predominant. And but Idam is also, Idam has already started creating. It is like when you put a seed in the soil, and then seed sprouts out, right? That seed will slightly sprout out. It is now, it has not even sprouted out. That is the Sadashiva Tattva. And the sprouting out, now it will start, that seed will break and then sprouting will come. That is nothing but Ishvara Tattva. At this point, this state is also called Aham, Aham, Idam, Idam. He is balanced between Aham and Idam. Aham is nothing but I, Idam is this. So the subjective and the objective. He understands what he is creating, and it is a balance of Aham and Idam. And then the Tattva Shuddha Vidya is Idam Aham. Now, in this place, his I-ness has started coming down now. But the thisness is started. Now, the Idam is predominant now. That means now he is coming into creation. At this point, even though this is the Shuddha Tattva, this is in his own being. At this state, he is still Lord Shiva. But now, after this, the alphabets will start coming. This is still Lord Shiva's his own state. But after that, now we will go to, all others will be the consonants now. At the Shuddha Vidya, then we will come to Maya. At this point, he is in his own state, but I will repeat, Sadashiva, we will say Aham Idam, Ishvara, Aham, Aham, Idam, Idam, and then Shuddha Vidya, we say Idam Aham. Idam is more predominant in Shuddha Vidya. After that, only Idam remains. Only Idam remains, and then there are, because of the limitation, because of the Maya and Kanchuka, it's only right today. Now, this time, I am Rakesh. I am not Lord Shiva. It is because of Idam is more predominant. I see everything from the objective perspective, not from the subjective. So that is where Shuddha Vidya at this state, but this is still, at this point, creation has still not happened. It is still the Lord Shiva's own, he is still in his own being, but he is in these three states are Sadashiva, Ishvara, and Shuddha Vidya. Then, if you look at here, the Shakti, now the Maya, now comes Va, which is nothing but the Maya. Maya is a veil, or we can say it is what was the Shakti, Mahashakti, at this place of Lord Shiva. Like we say, Shiva and Shakti, we do not consider as Tattvas 31 and 2. We consider them, and even though they are same, but we take it 2, but they are 1. Like example, fire and the heat from the fire, you cannot separate them. Similarly, Lord Shiva and Shakti, you can never separate. But the Maya, now the same Shakti comes in the form of the Maya, which is the element of ignorance and objectivity, which is represented by Va. And then along with these 5 limitations, Niyati, Raga, Vidya, Kala, and Kala. Niyati is nothing but limited space. I am in Bangalore. I am not in Kashmir. I am not in Chennai. I am not in Delhi. This is a limited space. But does Lord Shiva has a limited space? No, he is unlimited, right? There's no space there. Raga, limited attachment. This is my son. He is my this thing. This does not belong to me. Limited knowledge, which is Ra. Like example, I know only Sharada Lipi. I do not know how to write Kannada. I do not know how to write Granthi or Tamil. Similarly, this is a limited knowledge. But then Lord Shiva has that limitation? No, he is the ocean of that. We know that Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. He is the ocean of everything. And then Kala, which is nothing but limited time. Time means now it is 10:30. I need to go to a 10:30, 12 o'clock. I need to close this meeting and then I'll have to. I am limited time. Time exists. Otherwise, time doesn't. If you look at what is time, time is nothing but a relative thing. If there is, it's a relative when and a duration from one to another is time. If I do not take it relative, time does not exist. Time in absolute term never exists. So for Lord Shiva, he is absolute. For him, there is no time. And then similarly, the creative kala, what I can do, I am on the, right. Yeah. Somebody can mute. Sneha ji, can you look at it?
I'm not able to mute Rakesh ji. Can you just try from your side?
Veronica ji, can you try? Okay. So then limited creativity. So which is nothing but creation. Even the creativity is limited. I cannot create everything. I have a limited creativity. I have little bit of my own. But now you see the beauty of it. Lord Shiva also has the same thing. He owns the space. He has that attack, but there is no limitation. But when he came as an human and when he came as a Purusha, it is like giving a prasad. You have everything. You have all my energies, but it is limited. So that means even if I am in limited space, it is coming from the same ocean of that space. If I have a limited knowledge, limited jnana, it is nothing coming from the jnana shakti of Lord Shiva. So everything, whatever is around me as a Purusha, even though I see it limited, but it is from the same ocean. It is like taking a water from ocean and then saying that this water is separate. But it is the same. You cannot separate it. It is actually from the same. You cannot say that that bubble, which the tide is separate from the ocean, right? In Vedanta also, we basically the same thing. So this is actually these Maya plus 5 limitations in Kashmir Shaivism. We call it Shat Kanchukas. Now, because of these Kanchukas and the Maya, what will happen? That is next slide. This Shiva will become Purusha, Shakti is Prakriti. So it's a reflection. As I said, it is mapped direct as it is. Jnana Shakti will become, Ichha Shakti will become Buddhi, Jnana Shakti will become Ahankar. It is, when I'm showing you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all mapped, they're all, how can I say? They are correlated to what is above them. It is exactly this above was Shiva, then Shakti, and Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. It is like that. So reflection of his own Lord Shiva's, if you see here, I have even mentioned it here. Reflection of Chit Shakti. So Lord Shiva's his own supreme consciousness. Now the reflection of his own reflection, which is called Pratibimba, it is nothing but the letter Ma. Then the reflection of Prakriti. Prakriti is nothing but the reflection of this. What is the Shakti? The supreme Shakti is the Prakriti. But Prakriti is combination of 3 gunas, which is Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and Satoguna. But then you will say, then why these gunas are not tattvas? Because tattvas are not created. They exist of their own. This is very important point. Tattvas are these, everything what these 36 tattvas are, they exist of their own. They are not created. They, even though they are Lord Shiva, even though the Prithvi, like example, when we will come to all these tattva, even though they are the reflection of Lord Shiva, but they exist of their own. They're not created. But these gunas are created from the practice. These gunas creation together with these 3 gunas forms the Prakriti. Then the Buddhi. Buddhi is reflection of Ichha Shakti. It's an intellect. And then Ahamkara. Ahamkara is nothing but my limited ego. I am Rakesh. I'm not Sneha. I'm not Veronica, right? Something like that. So it is Ahamkara at an individual level. Lord Shiva, he is supreme I. We call it capital I in English. But for me, it's I'm Rakesh. It is a small I. I am a limited being. So that is represented by letter P. And then Manas, Man is Man, which is nothing but the reflection of the Kriya Shakti. Many things will be very hard to understand, but it is a subject of introspection. It's a subject of sadhana. It is a subject of meditation. When you when you go into that very deep into this, then you will realize how these reflections are there. As I said, all these things are nothing but your own creative, your own self. You are, and then you, each and every tattvas are, when they are seen, when the person goes into the sadhanas and when he looks at it, he sees all these things at every stage of these. So then if you see again here, Purusha, the reflection of Purusha is Strota, so ears. These are called Jnanendriyas. Twak is nothing but skin. Chakshu is nothing but eye. Rasana is nothing but tongue. The Grana is nothing but nose. Again, the same reflection at a different one, reflection, so that it comes to the last. He is downgrading himself. And with his own will, this is represented by Na, Dha is Twak, Da is Chakshu, Tha is Rasana, which is nothing but tongue, and Ta is Grana, the nose. Then, now what will happen? The reflection of again these, which is Tak. Now you see here, it was ears, right? What is the, oh, I think there is something wrong here. Yeah, ears. This is Vak, which is nothing but the sound, or it is, I have written it, tongue. The Pani, which is hand. Hand is where we exchange some things. Then Pada, which is movement, legs and feet. The Payu, the anus, and the Upastha, which is genitals. So which is T, Th, D, Dh, or Na. So if you look at here, the was subtlest. It is going from subtlest to gross. That is why if you have to read it, this is the subtle, this is gross, this is grosser, grossest, grossest. It is like that. The K, the last alphabet, will be the most gross, which is the hard, which is the Prithvi Tattva. We will come to that. So this is nothing but Karmendriyas, which are how we speak, the hand, how we basically exchange things, how we move, the anus, and then genitals. Then after that, again, you see here the sound. It was vak, now it is sound, right? The ear. See, there was ear, now it is sound. It is not that, it is the tattva where the sound resides. It is that embodiment of that sound, right? So that is represented by Shabdaha, which is nothing but letter Nya. It is Nya. Reflect again, letter of Chit, again the reflection of same Chit Shakti. Then the touch. See, there was a skin, that now the reflection of that is nothing but the touch, which is called Sparsha. These are called Panch Tanamatras. These are Tanamatras. Sparsha, then Rupaha, nothing but form, which is Ja, the Rasa, which is Cha, which is taste, tongue, the Gandha, which is smell. So, which is basically the reflection of Kriya Shakti. Again, same Chit Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Ichha, sorry, Chit Shakti, Anand Shakti, Ichha, Jnana, and Kriya. The reflection at one stage coming down. So these are called Panch Tanmatras. So we saw Panch Jnanendriyas, Panch Karmendriyas, then Panch Tanamatras, and the last is called Panch Mahabhutas. These are, in English, we call it 5 basic elements. Now you see here, the sound, the reflection of sound is what? Either. Where does the sound reside? It resides in either, right? Similarly, here it was touch. It is the ear. The reflection of it is air, which is Vayu. And it is Gha. And when we say Vayu, it is not just, I was listening to somebody, he says just Vayu is oxygen. That is not correct. Vayu is all prana, apana, udana, samana. These are 5 actually. Pran, apan, udan, vyan, and saman. So these are 4. So that is Vayu, which is the reflection of Anand Shakti. Then Agni, it is Ga, and the Jala, which is water, and the Prithvi, which is the last 36th Tattva, which is earth. Now the Jala here, it is, even though it is written water, it is English, But this tattva of the Jala tattva, when I say Jala tattva is nothing but which binds, which flows, which also binds. Like example, I have uh, uh, like we make the house, right? Then we put the brick, and then over that we put the cement, then we put another brick, and then it joins, right? That joining factor is nothing but Jala. That is the property of that Jala tattva. Similarly, the property of Agni is that energy, that fire. Like example, when we eat, how does that digestion happen? The digestion happens with that Agni inside us, right? We know that we call it Agni Kona, whatever. So, so that is Agni, and then Prithvi. So Prithvi is the last, which is nothing but in a physics term we call it as a solid. It is which is basically solid and which can be felt with basically. So that is the Prithvi Tattva. Now, with this, what we saw, the Lord Shiva, from his state of the supreme consciousness, he is coming to the state of the Prithvi Tattva. That means when I say this, when in front of me I have a table, what is this table also? This table is nothing but a solid, right? It is a part, it is a Prithvi Tattva, right? But you see now, this third, as I said, these tattvas are not created. They exist of their own. That means this table is also Lord Shiva. So everything, what we listen, what we hear, what is there, where the space around us, like when I say either, right? Everywhere, where there's a house, where there are so many, this whole universe where it is. Okay, these are all nothing but Lord Shiva himself. These are all tattvas of Lord Shiva, where he, with his own supreme will, and if you see, this is grossest. Ka is gross, then Kha is subtle. It goes from, it is subtle, subtlest, 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 till the last subtlest point. The last subtlest point is where he is in his own bliss, which is that supreme I, which is nothing but the letter A. So all these alphabets, actually, this is just an introduction about these tattvas. In fact, this is also called basically the Matrika Chakra, the theory of alphabets, we call it. These are the theory of alphabets. And now you can imagine when we also talk about the mantras. Like example, I spoke about aham, or we like, or you take any mantra like om or any other mantras. These mantras are not just the formation of words or of sound. This is so much of the combination of these tattvas together. And imagine those, we in Kashmir Shaivism say that actually there are 7 states of, I cannot explain so much today, but there are 7 states of subject. As a subject, there are 7 stages. Lord Shiva is also a subject, right? There are 7 stages. Even one stage there is mantra. Mantra is also a subject, not the object. It is also a subject. So these are so deep meanings in these, and that is the reason that whenever we have to recite some mantras, whatever that's the reason Sanskrit is important. The pronunciation of these mantras are important. The understanding of each and every alphabet. And when I say, it is not, example, when I say Ka is Prithvi Tattva, it is not a representation of that Prithvi Tattva. It is that Prithvi Tattva. It don't. That is the reason when I'm talking about these tattvas, or when we are even, and there's so much deep meaning of it. These are not like in English we call it as in schematics or the symbolic representation. These are not symbolic representation. These are these tattvas. When I say letter A, nothing is other than A. Everything is A, because it is that supreme consciousness. When I say letter A, it is nothing is other than Anand Shakti is nothing but A. That is the Lord Shiva himself. So when I say Icha, when in like example, I have can I have an ice cream? So that Icha, that if that will of that getting that ice cream, that means that ice cream was there in my subconsciousness or wherever, right? So where it originated, right? So there is a seed somewhere, right? So that itself, what is represented, that letter E and E, these are those elements. So that means in my consciousness, in my problem is only because of my limited state as a purusha, because I am a limited being, because of these kanchukas, like we saw these 5 kanchukas, whatever I was explaining here, these kanchukas. Because of these kanchukas, I I cannot perceive those letters E and E when I am looking for an ice cream, or when I am looking for having something, right? But or something, I want to do some work now. I have to go this somewhere. I want to do kriya shakti. I do not have an uh, awareness of that oo and oo, what I was talking about, right? But it exists, and that will only realize when you have that complete awareness. We in Kashmir Shaivism, we say, when example we are taking food, and then we say that, oh, this is so tasty. Problem is because of this limitation of attachment, limitation of knowledge, limitation of time, limitation of creativity. I always associate what I perceive or what I real see, experience. I always associate it with my limited being. Oh, it is, I enjoyed it. Rakesh, I enjoy it. Oh my God. I put on my tongue, and then I saw that, oh, it is beautiful. बहुत मजा आया खाने में. But I forgot, because of my awareness, who is actually realized? Who is that I? Who? Where is the taste? Who enjoyed that? That is where we basically in Kashmir, there is that state of that Bhairava state, where where the person, even there are like example of Swamiji's guru's guru, who is Swami Ram, who was basically means he used to get, even while having food, just one taste of food, he used to go into that samadhi. So that only happens because of that awareness. So I think I have covered most of the top topic today. But just a quick thing what we learned today. We learned 5 energies of Lord Shiva, which is Sthiti, Srishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Pidana, and Anugraha. Then these Shiva Tattvas, A, I, E. So this is Chit Shakti, Anand Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Anashat Shiva, where I told Lord Shiva has apprehension and he goes back in his Ananda state. And then now Kriya Shakti, then Anusara and Visarga, which is Shiva and Shakti. That is where after this consonants will start forming. Then these are Shuddvidas, where I told Shakti, Sadashiva, Aham Idam, Ishvara is Aham Idam Idam. Then Shuddvida, where Idam Aham, where Idam becomes predominant. And after that, he will start going into the creation, start forming. Then this is Maya. We learned about the Shatkanchukas. These are nothing but 6 coverings: Maya, Niyati, Raga, Vidya, Kala, and Kala. Then we learned the reflection of those: Purusha, Prakriti, Buddhi, Ahamkar, and Mana. Then the reflection again: Strota, Tvak, Chakshu, Rasana, and Grana. These are nothing but Jnanendriyas. We learn Panch Jnanendriyas, Panch Karmendriyas, which is nothing but Vak, Pani, Pad, Payu, Pastha, Tathadadana. After then Panch Tanamatras, Shabd, Sparsh, Rupa, Ras, Gandha, and then last Panch Mahabhutas, which is nothing but Kakha, Gaga, Na. This is all what is the whole universe and beyond the universe. The Lord Shiva himself and his reflection, which is nothing but everything is nothing but I can say within these alphabet. In fact, there's one Shankaracharya's there's one shloka also, right? Adi Kshyantam Aksharamurti, right? Adi Kshyantam, where say Kshar. So everything, you are nothing but the consolidation, everything between that letter in here. So this is all about the theory of alphabets. Little introduction from my knowledge, whatever I know. There could be some mistakes, or whatever I have learned. and just sharing with you. I do not know. I can take questions, but we'll try to answer. But Snehaji, what is your time saying?
Yes, Rakeshji, you can take questions if they have, and
Very short. Sorry, I may not be able to answer. Don't ask me tough questions, but
okay, sure. Any questions, students?
Veronica, can you unmute students?
Yeah, they do have questions. They have raised their hands.
Yes,
Yep.
I'll do it.
Hello, Rakesh. This is Srivalli.
Yes.
अभी तक आपने जो बताया है ना सारे तत्वों का,
हाँ जी.
is it available anywhere in a book format or
Yes,
anywhere
yes.
in the internet?
As I told, this whole presentation, whatever I have done, it is based on this book, Kashmir Shaivism, the Spirit Supreme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I joined in late, so I think I missed this part.
No problem. Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks like Indu has a question. Indu, can you please ask your question?
Yes. Namaskar, Rakesh ji.
Namaskaram.
Namaskar. I have no question because it's such a deep wisdom, and it will take me time to go back to the video again and again and again. I would like to thank you. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका कि आपने हमें ये बता दिया that we are what we are from to year. That was such a touching punchline for me कि हम ही कैसे सारा शिव तत्व सारा शिव हम ही में समाया हुआ है. So very beautifully explained. Thank you so much. Thank you. Namaskar.
Even in modern physics, we say that Big Bang theory also there was they call it as a big sound or whatever. It is nothing but sound. Everything in this world is like even the quantum physics today also talks about the same. In the wave philosophy also they talk about the same, the particle and the wave theory, where there's nothing but the sound and the energies around that.
Energy. Yes, everything is energy. Yes, it comes down to energy. Ji haan. Thank you so much.
Okay, Snehaji, I do not know. I took so much time from your class.
Yeah, no, she's actually students were requesting a session on Tattvas itself, so I thought you were the right person who can.
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks, Rakeshji. Thank you.
Anybody else has question?
Yeah.
We still have 4 more minutes. But yes, lot of this is just the first in terms of the tattvas. But if you go to the book, then you will understand. And in fact, this book, the Kashmir Shaivism, the Spirit Supreme, it is like everything. It is like a nectar of whole Kashmir Shaivism consolidated by Swamiji in a very small book. So
We need more lessons from you, Rakesh ji, in future.
definitely sometimes, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Should we close the session then?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, I think there are no more questions.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rakesh ji. Thank you, Sneha ji.
Thank you. Thank you all.